Welcome to today's program, one of many offered by your UC Alumni Association. Before we begin, it's important for me to say thank you for joining us. By actively participating in our offerings and experiences, you are harnessing the power of your alumni network. There are Bearcats all over the world, more than 315,000 alumni in 127 countries, which makes virtual programs like this so rewarding. These challenging times do come with a silver lining. We are more connected than ever before, creating boundless opportunities. The University of Cincinnati and each of you is stronger and better positioned because of our lifelong connections through our alma mater. We love providing opportunities like this one, where alumni can learn, network, and give back. So settle in and enjoy today's program. And if you like what you hear today, please share on social media using the hashtag #ThyLoyalChildren. Thanks again for joining us. Go Bearcats.
Okay. Thank you, Haley and Stephanie, for being here and guiding us through this tasting tonight. We're very excited to be partnering with Crown Republic. And as I mentioned before, if you all on the call could remain on mute until they open it up for questions, that would be greatly appreciated. Haley and Stephanie, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Haley. I'm Stephanie. It's nice to meet you guys. Thanks for joining us. I am one of the owners of Crown Republic, and Steph is our wine rep. I guess I know probably this is my first one, so bear with me as I kind of like figure this out. But just a little bit of background. We opened Crown Republic in 2018 in June. We are a completely from scratch kitchen. We make everything in-house. So for example, that ciabatta that you're about to enjoy with the beet toast, we make that here along with all of our other breads. Our meatballs, we actually use the steak trimmings from our other restaurant, Santeer, because it is a steakhouse. So you're getting the top cut, and I'll go into that when we try that. And then with our pastas, we make all of our pastas in-house as well. Stephanie works with us here. She works with us at Santeer, and she'll probably be working with us with every other venture we do. So we'll go ahead and dive into it. If you have any questions, I know there's that hand raise thing on the side. We'll keep our eyes out on that. And I also know there's a chat. If for whatever reason I miss you, just let me know. I think what we're going to do is just kind of describe the wine that you're going to taste first with the food, and then wait until questions happen at the end. So I will let Stephanie explain the wine first, and then I will go into explaining the food that we are pairing with it.
Can everyone hear us okay? Can I get like thumbs up? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm Stephanie. I work with Heidelberg Distributing. I've been doing this for over 5 years. And this has been a great venture with Haley and the Crown Republic family. So anyway, so tonight we're going to start with a Vino Verde. And I would like to add that just because we paired the Vino Verde with the beet toast, I also think if you don't want to end up drinking the entire bottle right off the bat, I would save a little bit to try it with the squid ink, because I also think it would pair really well with your pasta later. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with Vino Verde, but basically Vino Verde is a region. It is not a grape. It's known for so it means green wine. And it is typically in Portugal. It's known for it's a Portuguese wine. And Albarino, which is also Albarino in Spain, that is one of the grapes that is blended to make Vino Verde. It is known to be drank fairly early. It's like fresh off. It's ready to go after a couple months. It's a youthful wine. It's typically nice citrus and some tropical notes, and just really, really a really nice, easy drinking wine. It also tends to be fairly lower in alcohol, which is nice. So you could drink a bottle and probably not feel horrible. So a nice, crisp, dry wine. It really does well with mild cheeses, also cheeses that tend to be in the goat family. So on the beet toast, that is a goat cheese, correct?
Yes, it's essentially, yes.
Yeah, so I thought that would pair really nicely with the beet toast, the honey, and bring out some of the tropical notes. However, it is a delicious wine just to drink on the patio by itself. It doesn't need food to be paired with, but it also does really well with seafood also, and ceviche and stuff. So that is the first wine. Have you guys all tried it? Do you guys like it? Okay, fantastic.
Going into the beet toast, this was actually one of our staple items. It's not currently on our menu, so you guys, we brought it back just for you guys. Right now we're doing a temporary menu just because of COVID, but I'm actually so jealous because we actually ran out of beets and I didn't even get to try it. So we don't get to try it with you guys, but it was probably one of our top seller appetizers. Again, it's going to be served on our house-made ciabatta. Fun fact about our ciabatta, it is actually vegan. So just if you ever have any vegan friends that just want bread, our ciabatta we make here is vegan. It is, dairy-free. I believe it's also vegan. But the beets we actually roast in the oven until they're nice and tender. I don't know how you guys, how you followed this. I have it right in front of me, but if you toasted the bread, there's an herb oil that was put with it. It's a green oil. So that is traditionally, as we prepare it here, we put that herb oil on before it goes into the oven. It gets toasted. That just makes the herbs really pop. It, the heat brightens them up. And then we do the honey quark. So quark is essentially part of the goat cheese family. We get it from Urban Said Cheese. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with the area, but it is a local cheese company over in Walnut Hills. We try to support local when we can, but it has pork is a German farmer's cheese, and again, it's very similar in texture and tang that a goat cheese would be, and then we add the honey in it here just to add that sweetness. And then, so that would go on the bread. And then you have the roasted beets, which actually get tossed in just a light vinaigrette with the walnut tapenade, which the walnut tapenade is smoked walnuts. We have a smoker in the back of our house for meat. So you got the smoked walnuts. It has some honey in there, some extra virgin olive oil, some chives, and actually Cabernet vinegar. And all of that gets topped with the arugula as well. So that is a great light starter. If someone wants something a little bit heartier than a salad, that's normally what we aim them for. But go ahead and I guess try that with your Vino Verde and let us know if you guys have any questions.
And we can open questions as per wine. I think that would probably be the easiest since we're doing
Oh, that's what I
meals
meant
and
by
stuff.
course.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if you guys have any questions, are you enjoying the wine? Has anyone had the beef toast yet?
Has anyone been here yet?
Both of it is wonderful. It's very good. The toast and with the wine is wonderful. Hey, Herb.
Perfect.
Haley, actually, we did a virtual tasting with Urban Said Cheese back in August, and they had their cork on the tasting menu. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we try to support local whenever we can. Obviously, we're always going to push for everyone to support local as well. So if you haven't tried Urban Said, go over there, try them. They have an awesome little shop over there.
I haven't tried them. Oh. Have you guys eaten at Crown Republic? Anybody besides tonight?
No hard feelings if you haven't.
We haven't, but we will.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's my
I like going in there your atmosphere is really very nice. It was so easy to get to.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, I guess while you're eating, if you want a little bit more background, if we like story time. So I'm a Cincinnati native. My husband, I actually met at culinary school up in Rhode Island at Johnson & Wales. We actually took culinary classes together, and that's how we met. Basically, and then long story short, I decided I liked being in the front of the house more, so I actually run our front of the house operations. He stays in the back, and just decided that we moved actually back to Cincinnati from Miami. So after Rhode Island, we were in Chicago. After Chicago, we're in Miami. He lived in New York before we lived in Chicago and Rhode Island, so he's kind of been all over the place. And decided that Cincinnati is where we wanted to put roots down for our family. I guess the joke is everyone always finds their way back to Cincinnati is what everyone always tells me. So just kind of funny we ended up here, but we're loving it. It's great to, Cincinnati is very much like I feel like a homey state where everybody kind of knows everybody and supports everybody. So it's been great. And then, we opened Santeer Steakhouse last October. And that's been great too. And that one's in OTR. So I don't know if you've heard of Santeer Steakhouse, but that's on where the old Anchor used to be. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that area, Washington Park. Yeah, so we're in that space. COVID obviously kind of took a hit because we were only open for a few months before we shut that one down for COVID and just did all the to-go at Crown. But we're open and it's been going great and been super overwhelmed by all the support that we've received over this time. So we're excited to have you guys here.
And she has 3 little kids. Yes, very, very amazing, successful business.
But if anyone has any other questions, again, I don't necessarily know I don't see any hands. So if you guys are ready, I know, obviously our food we want you guys to enjoy it hot. That's how everything has to be prepared except the beef toast. So, does everybody need some time to kind of move on to the meatballs? Are yours already warm? I'm not sure if anyone needs to go pop them in the microwave or what have you. No?
Yeah, I need a little bit of time.
No, you're fine. Everyone,
All right.
No. I was like, I don't see anyone responding. So I want everyone to enjoy their food. I don't want to rush anybody. Again, this is my first time, so we have 0 agenda.
Yeah.
So,
Are you guys familiar with Vino Verde? Do you guys drink a lot of Vino Verde? Any Vino Verde drinkers?
I've honestly never heard of it before.
Okay.
Our first wine tastings this last summer, we did with Dan Peterson, who's a professor at UC, and Dan had some Vino Verdes for us that were really good.
Yeah.
He referred to them as his patio pounders.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite terms in this industry. They're also great too because I would say the wines from Portugal or anything from South America, the quality is really, really fantastic, and the price is never really expensive. So people sometimes assume if it's not expensive, it's not good. The quality of these wines are fantastic. And Ruelas is a newer brand that we got to have in our Heidelberg portfolio, and I'm just happy to have something new and fun that you can't get everywhere either. So. Like it?
I do like it. Yeah. Love it. I think it was. He's right. I should get this out because I know someone gets it all the time, so every time I can hear it. When you guys are ready, there's no rush. I'm just saying just for I can't see everybody. So when you're ready, if you could just unmute yourself and like say we're ready, ready, or just a thumbs. I don't even. There's not a thumbs up feature, or in the chat box, just if everyone can tell me they're ready, that would be awesome.
Question. This cup of cheese, not the cork, but the other crumbled cheese, is that for the ink noodles?
So that's Parmesan, and that's going to go on top of the meatballs and on top of the pasta. Unless,
Got it.
yeah.
Haley, are you guys open like normal hours right now, or do you guys have special hours still?
Oh yeah. So we normally, if we are talking pre-COVID, we were open Monday through Friday for lunch. We opened at 11, and then we served lunch till about 4, and then switched to our dinner menu. And then weekends we did a Saturday brunch, which is a whole different menu, and then dinner at 4 as well. Because of COVID, obviously, a lot of the businesses where we're located, obviously, you saw more out. So we're more in the business district and the residential district. So
Yep.
E&G was one of our main, I guess you could say, one of our main clientele for the week. And because they're closed down, actually, I think they said till probably about January. We decided to shut down for lunch Monday through Wednesday. We are open for lunch Thursday, Friday, brunch Saturday, and we actually opened up for brunch on Sunday as well. And then have dinner the rest of the week, starting at 4 on the weekdays. And obviously we close at 9 on the weekdays and 10 for the regulations on the weekends. But we do a Sunday brunch, which is kind of fun. It's 90s themed. So we have our staff dress up in a bunch of 90s gear. We play a bunch of 90s music and 90s club music. It's a lot of fun. We do Mimosa Madness, which is kind of like a bottomless mimosa, but it's actually illegal in the state of Ohio to do bottomless mimosas. Fun fact. So it's Mimosa Madness, and we basically will leave a bottle of champagne at your table with a little crack of orange juice, and you make your own mimosas at your table, and it's $50 per person. So it's a lot of fun. We do Bloody Marys, where you can like basically get a meal on top of your Bloody Mary. You get like a chicken wing, a slider, bacon, all the things. So if you ever need something to do for brunch, we're here.
Right, the red blend will be next.
Yes. So we will start the red blend with the meatballs, and I can start talking about the red blend now if you'd like, and then we can talk about the meatballs.
Yeah.
So are you guys familiar with Wente Family Estates, the Wente family? Anybody? Okay. Well, first of all, Wente family is very much known for they do a Chardonnay that you'll probably, now that I say it, I'm sure you'll see it around the city. But it is a 5th generation family-owned business. They've been family-owned and operated since like 1888, and they did a little side project called Hayes Ranch, which is basically like an homage to this family that owned a ranch in California, and their livelihood depended on the land. So they basically want to do like their style for this wine is essentially like California wine with a Western style. And so Hayes Ranch, you will not find this in retail. It's mostly for a restaurant only. This blend is Cabernet, Petite Syrah, and Barbera. It's fermented in stainless steel tanks, so you're really just getting all the fruit. You're not getting oak on it. The reason why I love this blend is because Cabernet in California is king, right? It's one of the most popular varietals outside of Chardonnay. But a long time ago in the 1960s, Petite Syrah, which is also blended in this, was actually like that trumped Cabernet. Petite Syrah took over California. Petite Syrah is giving this wine a little bit of the tannins that you're getting, some of those spicy notes. And then you have Barbera, which is an Italian grape. You're getting, that's like low acid, low tannin. So it definitely kind of like cancels each other out, but gives a nice flow to the wine. So you're going to get a lot of like blackberry and black fruit on this. But a really nice, easy drinking red blend that I thought would be hearty enough to stand up to some meatballs. It would be really nice with pork, and even like a poultry dish. I'm going to try it myself. So when I smell this on the nose, I feel like I can smell the Petite Syrah. I don't know if you guys do you ever do like tasting trainings and like, you know, senses and stuff, like how to pick up notes?
We have not as like an UnCorked group, but I believe that some people have like on their own.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, on the nose for me, I can pick up the Petite Syrah. However, it is predominantly Cabernet, but I think there's this. So Petite Syrah also is, it stems from Syrah, and it's a cross blend. That's why you get that spicy note. And it's also like a very dark, rich wine. It's hard to find 100% Petite Syrahs. However, you will see some. California will make some Petite Syrahs, and Australia does Petite Syrahs. So yeah, it's a nice, unique blend, and very cool that you would not be able to get it anywhere else, at least right now, outside of Crown Republic. So, what do you guys think of this?
It's really good. It's really delicious. It's nice. It's just got a nice texture and I
Love it.
flavor.
Yeah, I get a lot of black fruit, which especially around this time of the year, I love stuff that has like darker, rich fruit, and it'll be really, really delicious with those meatballs. And it's definitely fruit forward. I wouldn't put it in a super dry category. I think it would be great for like an entry level red wine drinker who is intimidated by red wine. And it comes from a really, really well-recognized family. And the Wente family estate, they have stuff all over Arroyo Seco, Livermore Valley. They have really, really high-end wines as well. So you're getting a really good deal, really great wine for a really killer price. So
Do you have any examples of like the higher ones or like the wine that they might recognize with?
Yeah, I mean, so next time you're out and about, if you're looking, I would just like look for Wente. So Wente, some people don't know how to, it looks like Went, it's W-E-N-T. Wente does a really great Chardonnay, and it's Wente family. It always say Wente family estates. They have a Riva Ranch Pinot Noir that is just delicious. Probably in like the $35, $40 retail range. But yeah, they make some really beautiful wines. So I'm happy that they did this Haze Ranch project because they do a Chardonnay, a Pinot Noir. So just very like easy drinking wines, but really great fruit. So.
But you said you can't buy this in a store. You can't buy it anywhere.
No. So on the distributing side of things in the wine world, we have they do projects. Suppliers do projects where it's specifically just for a restaurant. So most likely you won't see it in a retail. Occasionally you could see it in like maybe the wine merchant or like maybe smaller wine shops, like something that would be boutique. But really there are projects that winemakers specifically just do for restaurants. So it makes it more exciting or appealing because you can go get that bottle of wine at that restaurant.
It's really good.
It's really easy to drink. I wouldn't call it a patio pounder, but you could call it a fire
No
pounder.
judgment.
Yeah, a bonfire pounder. Have you guys started it with the meatballs or anything yet?
Not yet.
We have, and it's great. Again, another one. It's really, really good.
Good.
That beet toast was wonderful. That was just, oh my God, that was incredible. That was really
It'll be back full time come November. We ended up changing our menu just temporarily because of COVID. We're doing so much in takeout, and our food is really meant to be eaten here because we make everything in house. But so we switched our menu temporarily just to appeal more to our takeout crowd. But we're going back to it in November. But going into our meatball, so I wanted to show you guys, if you were in the restaurant, kind of what you would be getting. So I'm going to tilt my screen down. So this is traditionally how it's going to be served. You have our fresh ciabatta with a nice little toast on it. Our meatballs with torn basil on top, and we grate cheese on it fresh when it comes out. I know it's obviously a lot harder because we grate our own cheese in-house. We literally get the big wheel and we break everything down here. It's a lot easier for us to give you the actual grated Parmesan than the shredded because it would take a while for us to shred it for you. But this is what you're looking at. also with our meatballs, we try to cross-utilize product a lot, and we are very much a zero-waste kitchen. So these meatballs are literally trimmings from our steakhouse. So you are getting a prime beef blend here. You're getting strip loin, you're getting tenderloin, you're getting ribeye. So the meat literally will melt in your mouth because it is just, I don't know, again, I guess if you haven't been to Crown or I don't know how much you know about us, but Los Santi is a steakhouse where we break down the steaks every day. So you actually purchase your steaks by the ounce. We do strip steak, we do filet mignon, and we do ribeye. So we basically get the big slab of meat every day, and then our chef or my husband will break it down daily. So depending on how much we get, you can go in one day and have different offerings than the next day because he'll just break it down. So you can get a filet. Sometimes we'll get like a 5-ounce filet up to a 10-ounce filet, and then ribeyes you can get a 10-ounce up to a 18-ounce, and strips you can get. There's just all the in betweens, just depending on how he cuts them that day. And then it's a by the ounce price. So you literally, if you're not hungry and just want a small 4-ounce filet for dinner, that's what you can get. So if that's what he cut that day, obviously. So again, going back to the zero waste, whatever gets trimmed off gets ground up. We grind it in house, and that's what you have here. This tomato sauce, make in house as well. So my husband is an Italian. I don't know if you guys if you went to our website or did any research, but if you see him, he looks flat out Italian. He's got the dark hair, the dark eyebrows, and the dark skin. Pretty much polar opposite of me. But he is basically using his Italian heritage and his influence that his grandma taught him growing up in the sauce. And actually, from the side of Italy he's from, they call this gravy. So one thing that I had to do in marriage is inherit the fact that tomato sauce or marinara sauce is called gravy. So if I refer to it as gravy, that's what I'm talking about. It is just fresh plum Roma tomatoes, and we cook them down with some garlic. We actually put a whole bunch of olive oil in a pan, let the garlic simmer in the oil, basically creating a garlic oil first, and then add the tomatoes, and then we hand crush them and just let it cook down, and fresh basil, have all those great flavors, and then add the meatballs in at the end to kind of get that fattier texture in the mouth. So go ahead, enjoy that with the red wine. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah.
Haley, did you say the Wente is the haze red wine?
Oh, are you asking me if it's similar to the haze? Is that what you said?
Yeah, since we can't get the haze.
Yeah, so the Wente is, so it's the longest owned, family owned and operated winery as of now. And they picked up so they're winemakers, they have winemakers that picked up a small project, and that's what Haze Ranch is. So they're sourcing all their fruit from all their different properties. So they want to do, they said their motto is a California wine with a Western spirit. And the Haze Ranch was actually a ranch with a family that like had cattle and horses and everything, very like Western cowboy vibes. But so the Wente family, I love supporting them because I'm talking about like small support local businesses. There's so many wineries out there that are just so mass produced, very, very good wine. But when you're dealing with a family owned and operated, I mean, we're talking about 4th and 5th generations that are running this property. You're really getting just a different type of quality of wine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, if you guys want to order something.
If you guys, just real quick, sorry if I cut anybody off, but if you guys like this wine, like we can do at the end, if you want to order some, because it's a restaurant only wine. At our restaurants, we try to bring in wines that you can't get in Kroger, because to that point, we try to support local, we try to support small. So because you can't get it in like a Kroger or anything like that, if you want to order some, Stephanie and I can work that out. And if you can pick it up here, we can do it that way too.
Absolutely.
Do you serve meatballs like in any other way? Like, would you do them with other sauces or mix them into different dishes?
Yes. So we used to have a 1 pound meatball, like a literal 16-ounce meatball, as our appetizer, and people would just split it across. And then we decided to do small. And this you can actually get as an appetizer, but you can also get it with our fresh spaghetti as well. For $5 extra with our fresh house-made spaghetti, so you can make it a meal. At Los Santi, we do 8-ounce meatballs. Again, same blend, and you can put it on anything. People have gotten it on salads. People have gotten it on. We do a vodka pasta over there. We do a gnocchi with a Parmesan truffle sauce. They've done it on that. Here actually as our temporary menu, we actually do a meatball sub on our fresh hoagie brioche rolls. That's very good as well. So, I mean, we're trying to utilize it more because there was such a demand for meatballs in different capacities. So, we also do like caterings of like trays of these, and people just pass them out as like little skewers. So, do we like them? How's everything tasting? Do you taste a little Italian grandma in there?
Delicious. It's delicious. Really.
Just got home with it a few minutes ago, so we're going to try the wine during the Zoom.
Totally understandable.
And honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm sitting next to her, but La Santi, if you guys haven't tried their steakhouse, it is so good. The quality's amazing. The atmosphere is great. I have to say the wine list is pretty phenomenal. But the food is amazing. And you guys still have the steak tartare on the list, right? They have steak tartare on the list if that's your vibe. But it's very rich and it's nice. Nice date night place. Great cocktails. Yeah.
We do oysters over there as well. We're actually the only steakhouse in OTR, which is kind of fun to kind of say that in Birchfield. Again, fresh pastas there, fresh bread. We do a focaccia bread that's so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good. But our cocktails we make all of our own juices. We squeeze all of our lemons. We squeeze everything is literally done in here. And there's no fillers. There's no like artificial flavorings because we do it here. So our cocktails don't seem to be that strong because there are no artificial flavors. So you literally just get the pure bourbon, the pure vodka with the pairings that we pair with their craft cocktails. They're measured out and they're delicious. If you didn't want wine, obviously, the wine's great.
Meatballs are delicious. I think my Italian grandmother would be happy too.
All right. What a compliment. I'll let him know.
The sauce too.
Okay, good.
Now, are you guys familiar when you drink a wine and you taste it by itself, I guess appreciating what you're tasting, and then also when you're pairing it with the food, do you notice that it sometimes changes the way the wine tastes, like the food enhances different things with the wine, how it complements one another?
I would say definitely the food taste changes along with the wine.
Yeah.
Meatballs and meatballs with it.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit.
So that's all right. I think not only does the wine change, sometimes the food evolves too. If it's paired correctly, the food is enhanced. I mean, it's a two-way street, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Yes. If you were to go back, if you had any beef toast left and tried this wine with like the vinaigrette, it probably wouldn't pair probably as well as it does with the tomato and the richness of like the fatty. So it's kind of funny, like just doing it that way too.
Yeah. However, towards the end, and I don't know if you guys caught me on this one, but I was suggesting when we get to the squidding, obviously we're pairing it with the Pinot Noir. At first I was thinking of doing it with the red blend, but I actually think it would be better with the Pinot Noir. I also think it'd be really good with the Vino Verde. So just for fun, I would try it because, there's seafood in that pasta, and it would be really, probably really lovely with both of them.
Now I know we're going in. Sorry, I was just doing that first. I know we're going into the squidding spaghetti next. That we encourage not to be made ahead because it's fresh pasta. So the longer it sits, because of the flour in it, it thickens a little bit more than pretty much what we intend it to. So, how many of you guys need time to boil your water, put your pasta in? Is that everybody or? All right, Russell, I see you. I'll give you guys a couple minutes with your meatballs. Let me know if you guys have to get pasta or water boiling if you want to go do that now, and then come finish your meatballs because I know water takes a little bit to boil. And then we can dive into the Pinot Noir and the spaghetti.
Perfect. Thanks, Haley.
How long would you recommend that you flash boil the noodles before tossing in the saucepan?
Probably anywhere from like 2 to 3 minutes because it's so thin and because it was fresh. It was made either today or yesterday. It might have been made yesterday so we could freeze it so it wouldn't stick together. Not too long because when you put it in the saute pan, it's going to cook again. I would say, he did say. Best way to check would be just pulling one out and trying it. I mean, again, it's fresh, so some people don't really care for al dente pasta. I mean, we've had guests that say, I want it like cooked completely through.
Nice and crispy in that sauce.
Sorry, what?
I said it's good. It's good. It's good with a little crispness in the sauce.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, the heat will continue cooking it. And also, when you go into that, you want a little bit of that pasta water in that sauce as well, just to help break it down, make it more combined, more unified.
Gotcha.
Russell, are you cooking in real time while watching?
Oh, hell yeah.
I love it.
I'm looking for one right now. Megan and Elliot are out and about at the moment, but I got my work setup happening here, Herb. You know, we're
All right.
You're on it.
Yeah.
My wife's trying to cook the real quick.
Yeah. The pasta has been one of our originals. We actually change our menu with the seasons normally. Obviously, we continue to keep our customer favorites. We're actually because it's at our new we'll always switch over cocktails because ingredients that obviously strawberries aren't in season. And so we don't use strawberries. But we're about to switch over to our new fall cocktails. But our squidding has been on since we opened. It's probably one of our top sellers, if not our top seller. It's very good.
One of my favorites. The crab that you get on it, it's just so fresh. I just love it. It's so good.
There's a little kick to this. Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's the Fresno chili.
Can you guys hear the music in the background?
I'm sorry if you can.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's a nice little background soundtrack, I think.
Okay, good.
Sorry, because I noticed myself doing this. And
I'm like shouting. I just want to make sure. I don't normally like shout at people, so.
So I guess if you are making it in real time, it says in this, sorry, I'm looking at your instructions, add crab, sauce, mixture, cherry, tomatoes. Depending on how you like your tomatoes, obviously tomatoes are always going to cook down because there's a lot of water content in it. I like to throw my tomatoes in first, get a little blister on them. I just like that flavor and that little roasted on it. And then the sauce and the crab a little just right after it, if you just want to get that nice little char. Otherwise, all of it, because they're going to split and do their thing anyways. Tomatoes, if you will. And then whenever you guys are ready, just let us know. We'll start on the wine. Steph has to go put some money in her meter, so she'll be right back. How are we doing on time? Everyone get their pasta ready? You need a couple more minutes?
We're good.
We're good.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. Sorry, not everyone's video's on, so I'm just kind of taking a shot in the dark here. So Steph's going to start going over the Pinot Noir.
Yes. So, do you guys drink a lot of Pinot Noir? Yes. Okay. Russell, yes. So, this Pinot Noir is going to be very. This is going to be probably very easy drinking Pinot Noir. It's definitely more fruit forward. This is from California, so you're not going to get that gunpowder off of a Pinot Noir that sometimes people get when you're drinking like something from Oregon. Light Horse is from Jameson Ranch Family Vineyard, so another family estate owned winery. And they do the Light Horse Project, which is really interesting about this particular wine is they do something called the Light Horse Foundation. So if you look on the bottle, they have a horse and it represents these little mini horses. They're actually therapy horses, and these horses are all over their property. And it's a foundation for children with autism or or high risk for autism to actually have a horse therapy. So I love that about this property in particular. But what is nice about this wine, there is going to be a little bit of oak on this. As far as like characteristics, you're going to have a little bit more bright fruit. So it's going to be like, not like a dark cherry, but a light cherry with some raspberries, very mellow tannins and soft acidity. Kind of finishes with like a little bit of vanilla and hints of oak, but not overpowering. Just a really nice, easy drinking Pinot Noir. I think this pairs nicely with the squid ink because it's, the squid ink is, even though it's has the seafood with it, it still kind of has like some spicy characteristics with the tomatoes. And I just think it's just a really nice pairing. And it'll probably bring out some of that heat in the pasta a little bit. But Jameson Ranch, where this is branched off from, is in Napa Valley. So you're getting Napa fruit, which is great. A really good price point. As far as where you can get Light Horse, this is another one of those wines that in the past it was predominantly made for restaurant only. I'm not sure if it's in retail yet, but it's probably not something that you would see in Kroger by any means. So if it is something that you like, you could definitely place an order with Haley. And they also have this at Crown by the Glass as their house Pinot Noir. So what do you guys think of this?
Oh, this is really good. It's the vanilla in it too, and it's just right. It's just like the right substance. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just.
It was good. Yeah, it's nice and it's very mellow. I just feel like it's the perfect amount of tannins and acidity, and I'm sure if we're gonna have some squid ink soon, it's gonna be fantastic with it. And definitely
mellow is a good way to describe it. It really is mellow, and and the squid is kind of a little spicy, hot.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah. The thing is, with our squid ink, we wanted to pair another red and do 2 reds and a white. But the best part about that is because it's still a heavier seafood pasta, this Pinot Noir holds up to that, but isn't also overpowering. So again, I'm going to show you what you would get if you were in the restaurant, and I'm sure your guys' at home is going to look just as beautiful, but this is what you're going to get if you come in the restaurant. So obviously lots of crab underneath. You got the tomatoes. I'm going to use my knife and just you got all the pasta underneath there. Just we use our whatever bread we don't utilize, we make our croutons out of. We make breadcrumbs out of, and this has a lemon or breadcrumb on it as well. Anthony being Italian, he cheeses everything. So obviously you have that cup of cheese that was for the meatballs. Here again, it's going to be the shredded. We shred it right as it comes out, so it looks fresh. Obviously it's hot, so it kind of melts as it gets to your table. But this is a Fresno chili cream sauce. That's that heat you're getting. So Fresno chili is technically an Italian jalapeno. It's really just kind of like, if you will, luck of the draw or Russian roulette. When you get these, you don't know how spicy. They could be super mild. They could be super hot. The squid ink, I don't know how familiar you are with squid ink, but that's what is making the pasta black. It's doesn't really give if you just try the noodle by itself, it's not an overwhelming seafood flavor. It just gives it more that color, that vibrant color. And then it has the Fresno chili cream sauce, has some lemon juice in there, the Fresno chilies. It actually has some leeks. If you're familiar with leeks, it's part of the onion family, a very, very mild onion. And again, that lemon juice really just to brighten up and bring out that crab. Slow again with the tomatoes. Like I said, I like to blister them a little bit. I don't know how you guys cook them, but here the skin gets a little wrinkly and really that oil that just heats it up. And then, yeah, so that's, again, one of our, it's a seafood pasta, but a little bit heavier. Try it with your Vino Verde, see how it compares with up against the Pinot Noir, see which one you kind of like better. And let me know what you think.
Yeah, Fresno chilies give it a nice little spice, like nothing too hot, but really good. What was the inspiration for this? I just find this to be such like an interesting dish.
So honestly, Anthony worked in, I think this was something he might have pulled inspiration. I don't know if it was from his restaurant in New York he was at, or if it was in Chicago, but I feel like squid ink is very underused. You can see it a lot in pasta dishes, obviously, in like in New York or bigger cities. And one thing we want to do at Crown is take things that people might be familiar with, like in this dish, you know, crab, you know, spaghetti, but kind of elevate it to just kind of expand your horizon a little bit and try to try new things. One thing we've learned is Cincinnati is, we know that people are very much creatures of habit. Like they like to try something new, but they're always going to go to what they love. So we wanted to create something that would be new, but something that would become their creature of habit. They would keep coming back to this. Like Stephanie, I'm going to use her as an example. No matter how many times I get her to try something else, she will still always come and say, I'm going to get this tonight. Yeah. So like, that's kind of what we wanted to do, is create something that is different, but still familiar. Like, you know, spaghetti pasta, you know, crab, you know, it's going to be good with like that creamy sauce. And then let's add the squid ink to let them try something else. It was more so just trying to be a little bit more adventurous, taking a risk in that regard, and trying to hopefully let somebody try something new and not be so timid by a black looking pasta.
It's very good. How you were saying with a creature of habit, my roommate and I were just talking, and she's like, I don't care if we go for brunch, I'm gonna get the squid ink pasta.
Yeah, it is. Well, we don't have it at brunch, but because we have to use our pasta machine for poaching eggs. But every other meal, it is here. So that's not the lunch menu at our dinner. Brunch is really the only menu that's different right now. It's the only one we don't do pastas, but it is so good. Our other staple, or we do a spinach cavatelli. A cavatelli noodle is it's actually called a ricotta dumpling. There's ricotta in the pasta dough, so it's a little bit more of a chewy texture rather than an al dente texture, and we do a milk braised pork with it. So we basically sear off a pork shoulder, and then we cook it in whole milk, Parmesan cubes, some onions, and then we save the sauce and all the drippings, if you will, and then make that into the sauce that we serve the pasta in. It comes with a lemon or breadcrumb. Probably this and our spinach cavatelli are probably our most popular pastas.
We also make a really fantastic eggplant Parmesan. It is so good. That's the other go-to. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, we're getting more into that Italian, you know, if you will. He tries to. He actually loves to cook Mediterranean. There's a lot of Mediterranean influence at both of our restaurants. It's his favorite cuisine to cook, probably because he grew up on Italian, but he still favors a lot of the Italian profiles.
So how did everyone's pasta presentation? Does it look like Haley's?
We have a
I will say, I like the noir. We're trying the other red blend with it, but I like the noir because I like the heat. But if it gets overwhelming, I think the noir kind of calms that down just a smidge it, so you're not doing, oh my, it doesn't get overwhelming and overpowering the dish. Mm-hmm. Like you also, I have fresh basil here, so just Italian too. Out of habit, I cut up some chiffonade basil on top of it, and I about fell over when you guys presented it and had basil, and I went, okay, well, there you go. So yeah. It's habit for me to throw basil on it. So yeah, but I like it a lot. And you're right, pasta was not overwhelming
Yeah.
at all because I tried a strand to see if it was done, and I was surprised it was very, very, very mild tasting. Good, but very, very, it was, I've had some that's really overpowering. That was a nice mild. I think if it was any stronger, it'd be too overpowering. It'd be strong flavors trying to compete against each other.
Yeah, we like to teeter right on the border of almost like out of their comfort zone. We want to get you there and be like, okay, yeah, no, I could do this again, kind of thing. But it could just be the city boy and him being a little bit risque.
Did you guys try it with the Vino Verde at all? I'm just curious.
No.
Which one do you like better? Do you like the red? Do you think it balances out the heat more? Or do you like the Vino Verde as the city?
I like the Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
The red blend is good with it. I think it's you said it wasn't that dry. To me, I mean, every palate's different. To me, it's a little more dry forward than what the Pinot Noir is. And I'm getting that dry sensation with this. And I like the Pinot Noir a little better. It's a little softer finish to the end of it with the sauce than what the red blend. I mean, they're both good, but preference would be the Pinot Noir. Most definitely.
I love that everyone's cross-utilizing their wines. That's what we wanted to do. We try to pick wines that were pretty much universal to all conditions.
Sure.
So they say because of the quietness, I'm hoping that everyone's just enjoying and whatever. So
Yeah.
make me feel like I'm not doing a good job over here. Just kidding.
It's fantastic.
I like this dish. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's good. Just eating. It's. I admittedly haven't. I love Pinot Noir, but I haven't opened it yet since I'm like drinking by myself here. So not going to get like three bottles going yet. I'm planning to save that, but I can imagine that it's going to be real tasty with it. So I went back to the Vino Verde for the squid ink pasta.
I just feel
Yeah, the pasta is really good. I'm not a big seafood person in general, but I love this.
good. I feel like crab's a very, I love crab. I could literally, if I had one more meal for the rest of my life, it'd be crab legs and a tub of butter. I'm there all day. But I feel like crab is definitely a very subtle seafood introduction.
Yep.
In general, because it's super light, not fishy, so good.
Yeah.
I have to say, because I'm such a foodie, that I love crab. If you go anywhere in the city and you get like a crab pasta, you will not get this much crab on your pasta. I'm just saying. I love this dish so much.
Another thing that Anthony's very big on is, it could probably, again, goes back to his Italian heritage, is portion sizes. We're not trying to, like, our whole concept was literally we want anybody to feel comfortable coming in and eating here and getting a good home cooked meal and like feeling like they didn't have to like break the bank for it. So on our menu right now, there is nothing on our menu that's over $25. And honestly, really the price point is only because of the time that goes into it. Like we're using local, we're using fresh, we're making sure that you have the best ingredients and literally the time that it takes is more just for labor. And if you had to put like a price on it, but we're, that's the same concept with the steakhouse. Like we're not trying to be, I don't want to say pretentious because I don't want to categorize steakhouses and that's not a thing, but it's the same concept. Like we are family run and operated. Everybody that comes in here, we try to get to know your name. We try to know your face so we can have conversations with you. And I don't know what restaurant patented it, but like when you're here, you're family. That's pretty much what our motto would be. But ours is more like extending a seat at our family table. Like one of the reasons, I mean, if we're being real here, because of COVID, obviously the restaurants have taken a huge hit. We've been very fortunate, I think, because of the relationships we have created with our regulars, with our residents. You know, we're lucky to be surrounded by such a great support system outside of our restaurant that literally kind of like showed up for us. And some restaurants weren't as fortunate, you know, even in other cities, you know, New York being a huge, I mean, that's one of that's like a food capital in America, in the world, really. And to see what they're going through is kind of crazy, heartbreaking, because Anthony and I, if ever we need inspiration, we're going to New York, we're going to Chicago, going to Miami, to kind of like refresh our minds, if you will, and kind of get inspiration. But we were very fortunate because I just think of the standard we set since we opened, obviously way before COVID was even a thought, of having these people behind us because of us kind of always being behind them. Not trying to like toot my own horn, but like, I think I really pride my staff in training them on getting to know the people that they're serving. Because at the end of the day, you could pick any restaurant in Cincinnati to go to, and you chose us. And I don't take that lightly. I think that's such an honor. So even for you guys to pick us, I super appreciate it. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm excited to be doing this with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everything was wonderful, and we will be to your restaurant, rather, both of them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure you say hi. I'm always floating back and forth or back home with the little ones, but I'm normally at least one spot. So if you're here, make sure you say hi to somebody. Madeline, who set everything up. She's always at Crown. She works behind the bar. She runs our catering events. Brenna, who also helped, is at both places. Make sure you just say hi to us because we want to get to know you in person and let you try everything in here too.
Well, thank you. I thought this was a nice thing to do with COVID. We're slowly going back to them, but some of our favorites are not open. Some of them are, but it is different inside. So if we could do anything, I mean, if it comes down to this to support, then this is what we'll do temporarily. But we want it full-fledged open. So eventually down the road.
I've been to your restaurant. I walked in today. It was beautiful. I mean, I was just awestruck at how nice it was. And I thought, oh, it'd be so nice to be able to come here. But we're old, so we don't go out, you know.
Oh, you're funny. So another fun fact, my mom actually, again, keeping it within the family, my mom actually is an interior designer. She retired a while ago, but she designed Crown Republic, and she designed Los Antis. So two totally different restaurants. That's more, Los Antis more of like a 20s, 30s steakhouse vibes, speakeasy, like Ralph Lauren-esque cigar lounge, kind of dimly lit. Here's a lot more, we like to say like farmhouse contemporary, again, just making it try to seem homey. So like you can literally come here once, twice a week, hang out, and just have a good time. So,
well, I mean, I should say we don't go out now, but I mean, once it's over with, we'll go back. But we're just kind of cautious, you know. So.
No, it's totally understandable. And like I said, we literally noticed that from once we opened, just obviously us being super cautious. I can't really turn you guys around because I have guests over here, but you know, we have obviously COVID precautions. I'm sure you saw when you picked up, but like we noticed a lot of people just wanted to come pick up and take home, which we totally respect, which is why we wanted to change the menu just to be a little bit more takeout friendly. Just in this time. And then again, we're hoping to November to kind of get back to things as the school's starting to pick up again and what have you. We're hoping people start kind of going back to their normal routines, but you know, we're very fortunate to be saying we're not going anywhere. So whenever you're ready, we'll be here.
Well, we'll definitely come once things turn around a little bit, but we will definitely be there for takeout. This was fabulous. So
yeah. Thank you so much.
Yep. And we appreciate you all doing. We've done a number of these virtual tastings. Obviously, this is normally something where we get together in person, and we've got a really great wine club group that in normal times, every single month, we're bringing 30 to 40 of us together. So we've tried to keep that going here virtually, but it's great to be able to partner with restaurants like you all and still be able to provide this kind of an experience.
Yes, and Russell, when's the next one? If you want to put a plug in so we know.
Lauren, go for it.
It is Wednesday, November 18th with Tablespoon Cooking with alumna Jordan Hammonds. She will be presenting a virtual wine and dine cooking course, and we will be making 3 different holiday appetizers paired with, I believe it'll be a red, a white, and a sparkling.
which we've obviously partnered with Jordan before. We did one at Findlay Kitchen with her. Oh, I guess that was, what was that? January of 2018. But yeah, they've got a pretty good virtual cooking class set up that we're trying to give a try.
That sounds fun. Just make sure you send the information to us all again. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I looked for it, but I couldn't
absolutely.
find it. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, yeah, we're happy to do this another time. I've enjoyed doing it. Anytime that I can eat at Crown Republic, I am excited to do that at top of the line. If you guys ever feel like doing the one with the Santeer, trying that out, I don't know if that would be feasible, but it might be something that potentially we can figure out. But do you guys have any other questions about the wine or the food or anything?
Oh, all right. Well, if you have leftovers, again, these meatballs make a great meatball sub. I would probably eat the pasta tonight. Obviously, seafood's a lot fresher when you cook it, but if you want to have leftovers, that's cool too. And then if you guys have any questions, if you want to get wine, just let us know. You can send us an email if you guys want to do like an order sheet, and then just send it to us all together.
Melanie wants some wine.
Wine?
Yeah.
We want wine. Yeah, I don't know what the easiest protocol or whatever would be. I would assume maybe you guys can just go through Lauren, and then she can send us an email, and I can get it ordered, and we can have a pickup.
Absolutely.
And then,
Absolutely.
but it's been super fun, guys. Super fun to get to know everybody. Can't wait to see you guys in person when we get to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Haley and Stephanie. This was
so
great.
much. This is wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Enjoyed it.
Good. So good. I hope you guys have a great night. We're going to sign off. Everyone's staring at us like, what are we doing?
Thank you, really appreciate it.
Enjoy the bottles, enjoy the food.
Drink all the wine, and then if you have questions, you know where to find us.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.
Cheers. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.